Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Coming back at you with a chat, and I want to educate you people on where this coronavirus comes from. I'm sure a lot of you already know where it comes from. You've probably been doing your research and Googling, and I'm a Googler, so I'll be Googling stuff, and it was a video that came on YouTube and where they was talking about where this coronavirus comes from, and it basically it originates in China, and they say that they have these open markets over there in China. I don't know about you guys, but I've never been to China, but they have these open markets over there where um, they don't just eat the regular meats like we do, like cows. Regular meats, I consider regular meats: cows, chickens, pigs, um, you know, um, beef, beef, pork, chicken, lamb. Those are regular meats. I consider those regular meats. Regular meats. And some people like to eat deer meat. It's regular meats. Typical regular meats for everybody to eat. Well, Chinese people like to go up and beyond, and they like to eat cats, dogs, rats, snakes, bats, all that kind of stuff. Buzzards, I don't know. I don't know buzzards. All kind of exotic birds and all that kind of stuff. They be eating meats that you probably shouldn't be eating. You know, to let's and keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Not trying to bash Chinese people or anything, but let's keep it 100. They eat meats that nobody should be eating. A rat is a rodent. A mouse is a rodent. You shouldn't be. This should not be consumed. It should not. You shouldn't be eating a rat. Rats are unclean. They're nasty. They're. We all know cows. They graze in the field, and they say pigs are not clean, but pigs are not running around everywhere, all eating and getting all in people's garbages and sewers and things like that. A lot of times pigs are on a farm. Cows are on a farm, or they in the field grazing. They on farms and stuff like that. So that's different. That I don't care what nobody say. That's different. Rats, they be in the sewers. They be all in different garbages and in sewers, and they're just a filthy creature. And I got a rat phobia. I have a phobia of anything that even remotely looks like a rat. I start freaking out. I literally have a rat phobia. Um, so that's what they eat. They eat rats, snakes, and all kind of stuff that maybe you shouldn't be eating. And they have these places called open markets where they process these different types of animals. Bats, and they be eating bats too. Dogs, cats. Well, they have these markets where they process this stuff, and they cut the skin off or do whatever they got to do, and then they sell the meat. Well, they're probably not being clean when they do that. First of all, not only are they eating meats that they shouldn't be eating, but they're probably not being clean about. They probably wasn't being clean about how they was processing it. Because when you process meat and stuff, you got to be clean about it. You got to be clean. And they probably wasn't being clean and wasn't properly washing their hands. These animals had diseases, obviously, and they had this coronavirus. One of the animals, some of the animals had this coronavirus in them, and they probably wasn't being clean and washing their hands and doing all that stuff, and then they spread it, this virus, and that's why a lot of people in China has been dying over it. They said they, according to this video, that they've been closing these open markets. And my thought is, I'm not trying to crack on Chinese people or nothing like that, because I don't consider myself a racist person or whatever. I'm not trying to be ignorant like that. But my thought is this: stop eating all these. Just eat regular meat. Why can't they eat regular meat like everybody else? Why they gotta eat snakes, rats, dogs, cats, bats? Why they gotta eat all that? Why? Stop it, Chinese people, stop it. Just eat regular meats. Cows, chickens, pigs, like everybody else. Just eat regular meat, just like everybody else. And that's where this coronavirus originated from. These open markets. Like I said, they were slaughtering these all kind of these different type of animals and stuff, and then like I said, it wasn't being clean about it, and they selling the meat, and this stuff has diseases in it, this coronavirus, and ain't no telling what else it got in it. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's like rats are not meant to be eaten. Rats are just not meant to be eaten. I don't even want to be within 100 feet of a rat. Let's alone eat one. My thought is stop it. Stop eating all these snakes and stuff and rats and bats and stuff. It's like eat normal meats like everybody else. But that's where this coronavirus originated from. It's China and these open markets that they have over there, eating all these kind of crazy animals, different type of animals that should not be consumed. You know, some animals are meant to be eaten, some animals are not meant to be eaten. You know, and some of those animals they're not meant to be eaten because of the fact that they do carry diseases. Because they do carry diseases. And even if you're dealing with pork and beef, you got to be clean about like the processing plants and everything. Have to be careful how they processing the meat. They have to be very clean about how they're processing the meat, because even with a cow or a chicken or a pig, if you don't process that meat and you're not sanitary and you're not clean about how you processing the meat, everybody the E. coli virus comes from beef. If it's you can get diseases from those meats too if you're not clean about it, if they're not clean about how they're going about processing the meat. So that's very, very vital. Even when you prepare the meat at your house, I don't know about you guys, but I make sure that my meat is thoroughly clean before I cook it. I make sure that my meat is thoroughly clean. Sometimes I soak it. I make sure that it's very clean. I know most of the time when I get, uh, chicken or even sometimes a lot of times pork. Sometimes it has like that little residue on it. I make sure all that residue is cleaned off. I make sure my meat is thoroughly clean before I cook it. You know, and then you got to make sure you're washing your hands like after you. And this is at home. This is when you're preparing your meats at home. You have to make sure that, particularly when you're dealing with chicken, you have to make sure that your hands is washed. My oldest son, he almost died of salmonella. I'll tell that story another time. My oldest son, when he was 3 years old, he had salmonella poisoning and he almost died. And it wasn't something that I was doing. I'll tell that story another time. It wasn't for me, but yes, he got a hold of some raw chicken and he almost died. my oldest son was died, and so ever since then I've been real conscious about stuff like that. And you gotta, when you're preparing your meats at home, you have to make sure that you're washing your hands after you're done, wiping off your wherever you put your meat at. You gotta make sure that's wiped off. If you rinse your meat off in the sink, you gotta make sure your sink is cleaned out. Your handle, if you touched anything that you touched while you was preparing your meat, you gotta make sure that your handles and everything is clean. I got my sanitizing spray that I use, and you got to make sure that you spray everything sprayed down and cleaned off properly. Your counters, I'm always constantly wiping my counters down, making sure you washing your hands thoroughly, and then when you frying your chicken, you're making sure that you're not using the same instruments, that you put in the chicken and flip the chicken and all that. So I try to be conscious of all that. So it's just as to prevent cross contamination. So even when you're preparing your meats at home, you have to be very clean and you have to be very sanitary, because you can get sick just from not taking the proper precautions at home. So these so-called open markets that they have over there, they evidently they wasn't being clean. First of all, they was eating stuff that they shouldn't be eating, and then second of all, they wasn't being clean about how they was cleaning the meat and processing the meat and all that stuff. They wasn't being clean. And now we got this epidemic. So I don't know about you guys, but I I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of freaking out. I'm kind of paranoid. You know, I ain't kind of paranoid. I am paranoid. Now they've realized that there's some confirmed cases here in Michigan. I don't know. I'm not quite sure as to how many, but they have some confirmed cases here in Michigan. I heard that Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I heard. I guess they over there in Australia right now. They got it. Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson. They got it. They got the coronavirus. So they can't come back over here till they get that stuff nipped in the bud. And see what the thing with rich people, that they got the money to go to the hospital and get it taken care of. And I don't have any health insurance right now, and that's another thing that's kind of freaking me out. I don't have any health insurance right now. I'm not, now mind you, I'm not going to let that stop me from going to the hospital, because at the end of the day, oh well, I got to get a bill, but I'm going to go get myself taken care of. We'll deal with the bill. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But in some cases, you can get the hospital. You can fill out some type of hardship form, and sometimes the hospital will write it off for you. I don't know, but I'm not gonna let me not having no insurance stop me from going to the hospital. But actually, I was thinking about that last night. I was actually marinating on that last night at work. I was thinking, this is the reason why everybody needs health insurance. This is the reason why it's so important and it's so vital that everybody has health insurance. But everybody want to be greedy. And treat the healthcare system like it's some type of a luxury here in the United States. And everybody want to be greedy, and because everybody want to be greedy, everybody don't have health insurance. And I thought about that, by me not having any health insurance. I wouldn't let it stop me from going to the hospital if I needed to. But what about some of these other people out here that don't have health insurance? And they thinking about that when they come down with this coronavirus, and they thinking about, oh, I don't have any insurance. And they don't go to the hospital, and then they wind up dying. Or they spread the virus even further. What about that? This is the reason why everybody in America needs to have health insurance. It is not okay for people to be walking around with no insurance. It's just not okay. And so, but like I said, they need to stop being so greedy, because there's a lot of people that's not going to be going to get the health care that they need. They come down with this virus because they don't have health insurance. They're not going to the hospital. They're spreading the virus, infecting other people. And I don't know about you guys, but I just, I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. My appetite's been down, and I don't know if it's because I'm stressing. I'm a little afraid that I might get it at work. And so, like I said, I've been trying to take extra precautions at work. I'm making sure I'm washing my hands, and then I worry if I'm washing my hands enough. And it's just a mess, guys. This thing is crazy, and I'm trying to make sure I got hand sanitizer in the car, here at the house, and then I wonder if I got enough hand sanitizer. And I don't know about you guys, but let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know if you guys are freaking out, you're paranoid. Uh, Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel about this situation. I mean, I don't know. Um, my appetite has been down. A few days ago, as you guys know, I said I had the flu. I'm feeling a lot better now. So my appetite was down then, and so now I'm having a toothache. I think I need to get another tooth pulled. I'm having a toothache, and so I got very bad teeth, and so it's hard for me to chew on this side because anything hard, because I got this one tooth that's real tender, and so the other day I was having a little bit of a difficult time eating. Um, in this side, I have no teeth on the bottom here. You don't notice it because I have no teeth on the bottom here. So I be chewing a lot on this side, and I got this one tooth over here that's hurting. So I'm kind of stressing about that because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get that taken care of. So I guess at the end of the day, we got to pray. That's what it all boils down to. We got to stay prayed up. We got to pray. Um, they was even at the Kingdom Hall. I went to the Kingdom Hall the other day, and they was paranoid at the Kingdom Hall. Um, we have a situation. We have this thing where, we pass the microphone around, and people talk about when we're doing our lesson. They pass the microphone around, and people talk about different various points in our lessons. And out of all the years been going to the hall, I've never seen them with a long microphone. They had these long microphones because they usually pass the microphone around, and everybody just takes the microphone and speaks in the microphone like that. But yesterday they had this long microphone stick with the microphone on the end. And I must say, out of all the years I went to the hall, I've never seen that. And I figured that's why they were doing it. And somebody accidentally touched the microphone, and they freaked out. They freaked out. They was like, once again, we want to remind everybody to not touch the microphone. They was trying to be calm about it, but they freaked out. When that person touched the microphone, they freaked out. So everybody's paranoid about this situation. Everybody's paranoid. Um, it's scary. It's really scary because a lot of people are dying over this thing here. So it's scary. It's just scary. So I don't know. Like I said, as I said before, making sure you guys are washing your hands. Keep your hand sanitizer on you at all times. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going to the store unless I have to. I'm trying to avoid. Now that's the advantage of living in a smaller city, is that smaller cities are not real populated like New York and all them places in Chicago. Um, so it's easier to stay away from large crowds of people in smaller. So that's, I guess, in a situation like this, that's the advantage of living in a smaller city, because I don't have to be worried about going somewhere. I know the stores are sometimes can get pretty populated, but they're not so bad to the point to where people are, real cramped up and all that kind of situations like that. Um, so that's one of the things I thought about too. I said, I guess that's the advantages of living in a smaller city, because you don't have that overpopulation where people, it's a large amount of people. Like New York, you go walking down the street in New York and you're surrounded by hundreds of people. It's not like that. So people in New York got to really be cautious. So it's just, I don't know. I pray that they get this thing contained. The other day, President Trump came on TV saying that they banned travel. I guess can't nobody come over here from Europe. You probably can't go to Europe, and can't nobody come over here from Europe. So, and he actually sounded presidential. So I was kind of impressed by that. But um, so yeah, they didn't ban the travel from Europe to United States. I don't think nobody can go to China. Nobody can come from China. So they banned and all that. They said the airports are looking kind of scarce right now because a lot of people are not traveling. Um, and my thought was, ooh, the plane ticket's gonna be dirt cheap. It's gonna be some dirt cheap plane tickets out there. I'll put my little mask on and my gloves on and keep it moving. Now, right now, I'm not gonna be doing no traveling right now. I don't care how cheap the tickets are. I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna stay right here where I'm at. You know, I'll stay in the house as much as I can. I'm a little paranoid about work. You know, I'm glad that I don't work in a public place right now. I'm glad I'm not working in retail or anything like that right now, where I'm exposed to the public. So I guess that's a good thing. Um, but I'm still paranoid. Still paranoid. I heard on the news that somebody, this nursing home somewhere. I don't know where the nursing home was at, but they said a whole bunch of people got it in this nursing. I said, now how the heck did that happen? Because people come in from the outside to visit their folks, to visit their peoples, and they got it. So that's when I'm a little, I'm stressing out about that. It's like, Lord, they not anteing up on the cleaning supplies at the gig like they supposed to right now. I don't know what's going on with that. So I don't know. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. You ought to see me when I go to work. I go to work. I'm spraying and wiping the med cart down, and it's crazy. And then I start thinking about, oh my God, did I wipe it off good enough? Did I? It's. I mean, I was a little bit of a germaphobe before all this. I wasn't to the extreme, but I was to a certain degree. Before all this broke off. But now it's even worse. When you add being a germaphobe to being paranoid, when you add those two together, it's not a good mix. So I don't know. I pray. We all need to stay prayed up and pray that this thing gets under control. You know, I just pray to God that this thing gets under control. That they can get this thing under control. But I pray that nobody in my family gets it. I pray that I'm a little concerned about my sister, because my sister works at the airport, and so I'm a little concerned about her because she's exposed to a lot of people. But I'm sure that she's taking the proper precautions as well. I got to call her and check on her. Um, oh God, I just, ugh. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Only thing I can tell you is just keep on washing them hands. Keep washing your hands. Um, if you're exposed to somebody that's coughing or whatever, uh, don't touch your face. Keep them hands washed. Keep their hands sanitized. When I go to the gas station, I put my glove on and pump the gas, or I put a piece of paper over it. And I'm doing that, and oh God, and I was thinking. I said I need to cut down on going out to eat. Getting takeout and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna cut way back on that. I told my son last week. I said I know how to cook everything they got in them restaurants. I said we need to cut back on going out to eat and you know uh, going to the drive-throughs and things like that. I said we need to cut way back on that because because I'm starting to think about that. I'm like I don't know if these people are properly washing their hands, and you can mess around and get it through. It's so much to think about. So I said we need to cut back on going out to eat, and I told my son, I said I can cook everything they got in them restaurants. I said everything they got in them restaurants, I can cook. I know how to cook everything they got in them restaurants. I said so. I'm gonna not gonna be going out to eat so much. I'm gonna cut way back on that. And so it's just so much to think about. Let me know. Hit me up in the comment section what you guys think, what you thinking, what you thinking. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know. I gotta work 12 hours. I gotta work a 12-hour shift tonight, so I gotta get myself rested up. Um, just had a death in the family. My son's baby's mother, her mother passed away. So, we're dealing with that situation. So, it's, it's crazy. So, be sure you hit that like button, guys, and subscribe. Make sure if you're new to my channel and if you're liking this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Current subscribers, please stay subscribed to me. Thank you for subscribing. Making sure that please hit that subscribe button and that like button. And stay tuned. I don't know what video I'm going to do next. All I can tell you is to stay tuned. I got to get ready to get rested up for work. You guys have a good evening. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Peace and love. This is Sweet June.